in with another video, another Friday night kickback. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me good, if the signal's good. Sometimes YouTube be playing up, so I don't want to mess up the signal before we even get into the thick of the thing. You know what I mean? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see a couple of you guys in here waiting for me. I so appreciate it. But you know the deal. Come on in, chime in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from and what you are sipping on. My lipstick already on my cup. Cheers. You guys know we have our squad mugs. And each and every Friday night, I promised that I would come on and show my face, let you guys know that I'm still here. And so here I go. As promised, this is week 10. This is week 10. This is week 10 of the It's KELLS Friday Night Kickback, where we go live each and every Friday night. I want to thank you guys so much for your support. Those of you who are catching us live, I adore you. Thank you so much. And those that replay gang, I love you just as much. My Europeans, my Asians, my Africans, you guys usually catch me on replay. One of these days I'm going to go live so that you guys can see me in the flesh over the internet. I don't know how else to say that. But yeah, I think we're doing good tonight. I'm about to reveal the topic. Let me make sure our lighting. Yes, there goes our lighting. There goes our lighting. Yes, we're still getting things together on week 10, and that's how we do. Each week we're going to try to get a little better at the thing as we get into it. Yeah. So how have you guys been? Before we get into the thick of things, I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to come on in, trickle on in. Let me know where you are watching from. We got UK in the building. Let me tell you how my London people, how my Brits always show up for the girl, for the painting. They always show up for the girl. So I always appreciate them so much for the love. You know, you guys know I have my laptop right here where I can see your comments a little bit better than when I'm looking at them on the little phone where I'm shooting from, right? So let me jump on and make sure. Ooh, look at me shaking the whole setup. Let me jump on and make sure that I can see you guys, your comments and everything like that. Yes, I can. Good, and hopefully the signal is good. Look at Ferdinand. South Africa showing love so much. So appreciated. And it's late. It's real late in South Africa. And Ferdinand is up. He probably has one eye closed, one eye open, looking at the live. I appreciate you so much for the love, Ferdinand. This is week 10 of the It's KELLS Collective Kickback, where I show my face each and every Friday night. We get to decompress from the week, from code switching and all of that, and talk about a little something. I give you 4 options. I posted on IG and I posted on Instagram, here on YouTube on the community tab and on Facebook. And you get to choose what topic we talk about for the night. And so let's get into the 4 topics that we are looking at for this week. And then I will let you guys know across all of the different platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, which of the topics chose. But quiet as is kept, loud as is kept, you could probably already tell by the subject of this video. You could probably already tell by the subject of the video, but we're gonna go through it and I'm gonna let you know what I was thinking when we selected each of the topics and where the topics came from. And then we'll get into the thick of the things of why I move in silence and why you need to. You need to too. You know what I mean? But you know the deal. Come on in. Smash that like button. You know, it helps me get seen in this big wide world of YouTube and helps the content reach who it needs to reach. Yeah? All right. So let's get into the topics for tonight, shall we? We shall. Let's look. So the topics, I'm gonna jump real quick on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's KELLS with 3 S's on the end and yeah, so let's look at the topics. Okay, so 4 topic choices for tonight that I posted that you guys selected from. It was why I always move in silence and why you should too. That was option A. And then option B, which is dating in Atlanta, the tea so far, and anything else you need to know. And then the third option, option C, was wellness tips in times of turmoil, because you guys know what the state of the world right now and everything going on. It's a lot of turmoil in the world. And so I felt like, okay, let's throw an option in there for wellness and how we can cope with everything that's happening in the world right now. And then my fourth option, which you guys did not want to talk about, you guys did not want to talk about it, but I did because I was watching the girls, and it is influencer rundown, my faves doing New York and Paris Fashion Week. So I follow some fashion girls online, and they are doing the things at New York Fashion Week, which was like a week and a half ago, and then they're currently right now at Paris Fashion Week, and they're killing it. They are killing it. So I wanted to kind of talk about that and put that option in for the fashion girls, but the fashion girls ain't vote. The fashion girls ain't vote. We're looking like over on Instagram, the actual number one was dating in Atlanta, the tea so far. And then our number two option was why I move in silence and why you should too. So that's on Instagram, right? So those were the top two on Instagram. And let's check out YouTube. Let's see what's happening over on YouTube. On YouTube, it's by far 60% of the vote in the community tab, if you're wondering where you could vote. In the community tab, why I always move in silence and why you should too. 60% of the vote. 60% of the vote. So that's really what you guys wanted to talk about tonight. Let me fix the camera there. There we go. Oh, I got a little cleavage for you guys tonight. Okay, so with 60% of the vote over on YouTube, it is why I always move in silence and why you should too. And then with only 27% of the vote, dating in Atlanta. So over on YouTube, here on YouTube, you guys really wanted to talk about moving in silence, yeah? So let me give you a little bit of a reasoning around the 4 options for this week. But before I do that, let me take a little sip and let me tell you what I'm sipping on. You can already see my lipstick is already on. You guys know the last few weeks, this is week 10 on the kickbacks, and the throat chakra is still going strong. And you know why? It's because I've been doubling down on the H2O. I have been drinking a gallon of water a day for this whole week, and I really do see a difference in my skin, in my sleep, and in just my metabolism. So I'm gonna continue with the thing, and I am sipping on some H2O, but as I said, one of these weeks you're gonna see me pop up, but I'm gonna tell you it's pomegranate Ciroc. I promise you, one of these weeks, but not this week. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Chime in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from, or drop your flag in the comments. Better yet, drop your flag in the comments to let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what you are sipping on. And I'm gonna get into explaining where the topic options came from this week. Yeah. Cheers, Mayo in the building. What's good, Marjorie? All right. Okay, so we did our little sippy sip. So, okay. So looking back at the topics, I want to tell you guys a little bit about where the ideas came from this week for the options. So why I always move in silence. So I have some plans for the latter half of the year that I'm really, really, really excited about. And I had a friend call me and ask me, try to catch up with me and ask me a bunch of questions about it. And I immediately knew in my intuition, what we talked about last week. If you did not catch that video from last week, intuition is your superpower. You need to go back after this live and watch that video. It's full of gems. But anyway, so based on my intuition during that conversation with my friend, I was like, I am not going to tell him the details of what I have planned for the rest of this year. I'm just going to tell him how I feel about it. And so that's how that option came up. And I'll go a little bit more into the story right after I explain how we came with the options this week. Okay, so then the second option is dating in Atlanta, the tea so far and anything else you want to know, okay? YouTube, you guys were a little less interested in this. You guys know I live in Atlanta now. The girls all say dating in Atlanta is this and that, and dating on the East Coast is this and that. And so, I've been putting feelers out there, and I've definitely, now that the panini is lifted a little bit, I've been out in these Atlanta streets. And I'm seeing a little thing. I'm seeing a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. And so I was going to come back and let you guys know a little bit of how that was going. But on YouTube, y'all didn't want to hear about that. Y'all didn't want to hear about that. So, I might sprinkle in a little bit at the end of this video, but probably not a lot. Because this week I am going with what dominated on YouTube community tab. And that is why you move in silence. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So the third option was wellness tips in times of turmoil. It's okay not to be okay. So you guys know none of us are oblivious, right? We know what's going on in the world right now. It's very tumultuous. The stock market, imminent wars, bombings, all kinds of things that are just kind of a little bit disheartening and disappointing for us to be experiencing, especially off the back of a panini. They can't even let us lick our wounds and get our stuff together before these macho men decide that they want to start playing with poor people's lives, because that's pretty much what they're doing, is trying to send poor people to war and bomb poor people. So if anything, I want you guys to know that this is an indictment on the poor people, regardless of what you see it's looking like. But in the face of all of that and having to deal with it every day, I kind of wanted to put an option in there for us to talk about how we keep our sanity and our emotions and our focus intact as we go through our day-to-day, given the state of the world right now. You guys were a little less interested in talking about that. On YouTube, it looks like only one of you guys selected that. I'm only seeing 7%. Yeah. And then the last one, as I said a little bit earlier in the broadcast, the last option was influencer rundown, my faves during New York City and Paris Fashion Week. The girls are serving looks, like getting all of the photography, getting all the press. Currently, they're right now in Paris Fashion Week, and last week, about a week and a half ago, they were in NYC, New York Fashion Week. And so I put an option in there just in case you guys were fashion girls and you wanted to talk a little bit about that, or fashion guys, but y'all ain't really was interested in that. That only got 77%. Excuse me, 7%. Same as the wellness tips in times of turmoil. Yeah, so I see you guys trickling in. You know the deal. Come on in, drop your flag in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from and what you are sipping on. Cheers. If DB isn't here, I know he's going to ask me about merch and ask me about the mugs. DB, I'm working on it. If he's not in here now, I know he's going to chime in a second and ask me about how the merch and everything is like that. Everything is going. I'm looking at the video feed here so that I can see you guys' comments and respond to you. So if you see me look over here, it's because I'm looking at basically myself. Basically myself. Let me turn it a little bit so that it's not so far away. Yeah? Yes. So, all right. So another Kickback week 10. Let's get into the thing. Let's get into the 10 things. So as you can see by the title on this Kickback is I'm moving silence. Here's why you should too. Okay. So what are we talking about there? We're talking about, not spilling the beans on everything that you're doing before it has time to really make roots. Okay. And so as I was saying at the top of the broadcast, I have some plans for later in the year. And they're really big plans. They're transformative plans. It's something that I have been trying to plot on and plan for a while. And I'm really excited about it. And I was mentioning to a friend last night that it feels like the next logical step, right? When you have a goal and it's all the way on the horizon and you've been trying to get to it, you're trying to get towards it, and it just feels like it's super far. And then all of a sudden, whether it's time or whether it's you've studied or however you've moved closer to the goal, at some point it feels like it's right there, like right on the top of things. You know what I mean? Like it's just about to burst, right? Or come to the top. And to me, that feeling of like, oh my God, what I want is like right there. That is, when you have that feeling, it feels like that goal that was one time far out in the horizon is now the next logical step. The next logical step. And so for me, some goals that I have had out on the horizon for a while now feel like, oh my God, it's here. It's the next logical step. I can feel it. I can sense it. I'm excited for it. Sometimes I feel nervous, but I try to pull myself back away from the nerves. But it feels like it's right there. And when you're in that state of like, okay, your goal is right there, one of the reasons why I say you should not be talking about your business and running your mouth to Tom, Dick, and Harry and quiet as it's kept, not even your mom, not even your dad, not even your sister, your brother, them, not even your best friends. The reason why you should not be running your mouth to the people them when you're just at that point where your goal is solidifying is for that real reason. You're still clarifying and you're still solidifying your goal. And you don't want to introduce anybody's bad mind. I don't know how else to say it. You don't want to introduce anybody else's bad vibes into what you're doing. Sometimes when you're just getting to your goal and you're just kind of realizing it, you yourself can be a little bit nervous, right? That's like everyone has that. Like you feel like a little bit nervous about it. And then make the mistake of telling the wrong person. Make the mistake of telling, a Nancy negative. Make the mistake of telling your most negative friend, or telling your mom who is a worrywart, or telling your dad who was never successful at anything. So apparently you can't be successful at anything either. Right? Make the mistake of telling somebody wrong, and that little tiny seed of worry that you had about your goal, even though you were mainly excited, that little tiny seed just based on their influence will amplify. It will amplify you, and you will find yourself being more and more scared, more and more nervous, more and more worried about something that just before you talked to them, you were so excited about. You were so excited about. You ever been out with somebody or been on the phone with somebody or been in the presence of somebody and you're talking to them and you're thinking things go well, but then after the conversation or the next day or even that evening, you think about how you felt when you were talking to them and you didn't feel so good. It didn't feel so nice, the conversation, or you felt like, they were kind of negative, or they were kind of nitpicking. Even that little subtle, energetic kind of influence can take your great goal that you feel so good about, that you might only have like 1% scared or nervousness about, and amplify that 1% to 10% and 20%, and snowball. Next thing you know, you're not even doing your goal, even though it felt like the next logical step, because you made the mistake and told your vision to somebody, told the vision that God told you to somebody who ain't have your vision, who God didn't tell them what you was doing. Y'all know the phrase. You know what I mean? You can't tell the vision God gave to you to somebody else and expect them to always be supportive of it. They're going to question you to death. One thing that I notice about folks is that a couple things I notice about folks is that sometimes they don't even know that they're negative. They don't even know that everything they say or every suggestion or every conversation that they introduce has a negative tilt to them. So they may not even intentionally introduce fear into what your goal or into what you're doing. You know what I mean? But it's just their nature to always bring up the negative side of things. And so they'll kind of introduce it as a question. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, when are you going to do that? But how is that going to work? But are you sure? But what if this happens? Did you think of that? But if that happens, but nah, I don't know about that. But didn't you try that before? But didn't work before? You know them people? You know them people that will question your idea down till you're all wondering, damn, did I not think thoroughly enough? Did I not, oh my God, like, should I be worried? Should I be introducing fear, introducing worry, introducing a wobble into something that was once your next logical step? Your goal was right there on the cusp, right about to bust, and here you go with Nancy negative questioning you down to your socks. And now you scared. Now the goal is farther off than it was before. Because you made the mistake of not keeping your mouth closed. Keep your legs closed to married men. Keep your mouth closed to people until your goal, until what you're trying to do is so solidified that not even their negativity, intentionally or unintentionally, not even their bad mind, intentionally or unintentionally, can introduce wobble into what you already created. When you're getting towards your goal, you're creating from that sacral chakra. You know what I mean? So you can do things that support your goal and your creation if you're into those things. Yeah. So right now, guys, we're talking about why I move in silence and why you should too. When you have that goal that you feel like, oh my God, the goal is right here, it's the next logical step, or even if it's a little bit farther out, you have a tendency to want to like maybe talk to your mom or talk to your dad or talk to your grandma or your auntie or your bestie or something like that. But be very wise in who you're electing to talk to, right? Because You want to be very solid in what you're creating before you talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry about it. Now, if you want to talk to somebody like, a coach or a consultant or a therapist or a professional who knows not to introduce fear into what you're talking about, then you talk to them. But if you know for a fact that if I say it to my mother, she's going to ask me, but how are you going to live? How you going to pay your bill? How you going to do this? How you going to do that? If you know your mom is going to question you about if you can make your mortgage or if you can make your rent, just keep it to yourself. Just keep the goal to yourself until it's so set, until you give yourself a chance in it that nothing that they can ask you can create that wobble in it. Yeah? I have my notes here because I took a little bit of notes. Little bit of notes. I see you guys in the chat. Chime in. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to get to the comments in a second and hit you guys up. You guys watching live, I appreciate you so much. And replay gang, please, gang, leave your comments. I still read them. I still respond. And I know a lot of you guys are probably sleeping because it's already late over in Europe and Asia and Africa. Ferdinand was in here earlier from South Africa though. So maybe that's no excuse for you guys not to be here. So hit that like button. I appreciate the love. Yeah, and let me take a sip. Yes. All right, so we talked about keep your mouth closed to your goals until it's solidified and clarified what you want before introducing any wobble. Yeah. And then we talk about people don't even know that they're a bad mind. People don't even know that they're negative. People don't even know that their influence or their energetic field is scary. And when I say scary, I don't mean like scared. I mean scary like timid or, scary like always worried about something. You know what I mean? And that if you talk to the wrong person, if you talk to that type of person, you really can set yourself up for failure. Another reason why to keep your goals to yourself is as you are gaining your own confidence, as you are gaining your own footing, as you are gaining and your goal is gaining its momentum, you don't want to put any rocks or any hindrances or any blocks in the road. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to see you successful just as much as you're not more successful than them. So as soon as you start talking about something hanging your hat higher than they can reach, they will start to put roadblocks in your way, whether it's not introducing you to people that they normally would have introduced you to, or not supporting, not liking, not reposting your content, asking you a bunch of questions all the time, talking badly about you to other people, or even in their mind. Here's the thing, people don't even realize that your thoughts have power. And so even if you're talking to somebody and they're not verbally, speaking ill of what you're doing, if they're thinking about it, or if they're thinking that they don't really support you in that, or they really want to see you do that because then it would change y'all's relationship and then you would be too busy for them, or you'd be too busy to go out to dinner with them, you know what I mean? Or anything like that, or they're gonna outshine, they're thinking you're gonna outshine them, so they really don't want to see you successful. Even if they don't articulate that, them having those thoughts influences the momentum and the energy of what you're trying to cultivate, what you're trying to create, what you're trying to bring in. Know that. So that's a real big reason why you don't just tell anyone what you're trying to do, because you want to be protective of your confidence, your self-care, and the momentum that you're building as your goal becomes more and more solidified into the physical. Yeah? You don't want any contrary influences to what you're creating, right? And again, it's intentional or unintentional because people don't even know that their thoughts influence reality. And so, they might pretend to be supportive, but you can kind of always tell when somebody is really riding for you versus somebody who's like, I could take or leave you. Okay, I'll like your comment. Okay, I'll text you. Good luck. Congrats. Them little half-ass, congrats, or them little half-ass support. And you can always kind of tell. Don't tell them people your business either. You have to really know who rides for you, who finds it easy to be happy for you and your success. And those are the people that you can kind of let know a little bit. But I still wouldn't even tell those people a bunch about what you're doing until it's really solidified and the momentum of what you're creating and bringing in is unstoppable as far as you can tell. Yeah. Yeah. And so I hope that makes sense. Ooh, I see Ferdinand in the chat. I see Bren in the chat. Marjorie, what's up? Thanks for being here. And then IKR is in the chat as well. I appreciate you guys so much for joining us live. And Replay Gang, chime in. Let me know what you think about this live. We are talking about moving in silence, why I move in silence and why you should too, if you really want your goals, if you really want what you want to come into the physical, yeah, to bring it into the physical, yeah, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys know I'm having a little bit of a Basquiat kick right now. Not me with a Basquiat canteen, a Basquiat phone case, and a Basquiat tumbler. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, guys. I'm obsessed. And you guys heard I'm doing a gallon of water a day. I feel like it's really, really helping me. Close to a gallon. I don't think it's a full gallon, but it's definitely a lot of water. And I'm doing it intentionally. I might make a topic option for you guys next week, talking about like health and fitness and what I feel like works. Because at the top of the year for my New Year's resolution, I did do a fitness. I did have a resolution. Sure did. Absolutely sure did. And I did want to lose weight. Sure did. Wanted to do that. And I have been working on it, and I've been consistent. And I'm usually consistent with my fitness goals because I like to be in the gym. I like yoga. I like lifting and things like that. But one thing that I shifted that I think is really, really been helpful, not only for my physical, but from being able to manifest, is having more water in my diet. So if you guys want to know, if you guys want to talk about that and manifesting with water and how adding more water to your diet can actually help you get closer to your goals, chime in the comments. Hit me in the DMs. Let me know, and I will make it a topic option for next week's kickback, and then we will vote as a collective. The collective wisdom of the KELLS community will vote, and then I'll talk about it if you guys want to talk about it. But yeah, if you want to see that, just let me know. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Okay. So the last thing that I want to talk about as it relates to moving in silence, real G's move in silence like lasagna. Whose rap lyric was that? If y'all know, I promise you, if you know whose rap lyric that was, drop it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Y'all know, I'm probably dating myself. That's probably like a real old song, but it's definitely a lyric. Okay, so my notes here. So my last thing is about moving in silence and why it's important to not spill the beans on everything that you're doing, is plans might change and you don't need the judgment. Plans might change, but you don't need the judgment. Okay, so when you're working on your goals and you're progressing through life and you're going through your journey, ooh, the water, making me burp, excuse me. When you are, hey Nina, hola Nina. So when you are in the works and doing and creating and moving towards your goal, sometimes the initial vision of what you were trying to get towards doesn't fully pan out on the physical. Some of the readers and some of the spiritual people that I watch, they talk about the density of the physical manifestation, how dense it is here to get things and to manifest things and to create. And so your vision for something might be on one level, and that's where it's supposed to be. It's a vision, it's an aspiration, you're a pioneer, you're an innovator moving towards this greater vision, right? So your vision should be high and idealistic, right? So, you might have this vision for things and you might be super passionate and super excited and energized about it. And side note, the reason why I use those particular words when I'm talking about going towards your goals is because when you start to feel that way, when you start to feel excited and goosebumps, and you can envision it and you can touch it and you can taste it and you want it so bad, not from a place of, I'm gonna kill myself if I don't, trigger warning, sorry about that. But like, I'm gonna harm myself if I don't get it, not from that place of turmoil and grind and grit. Yeah, you can do that in struggle life. But when we're talking about thriving, when we're talking about moving towards our goal abundantly, in flow, with ease and flow, we're talking about feeling excited for it. We're talking about feeling goosebumps for it. We're talking about dreaming about it. We're talking about it making you feel a kind of way about it. You know what I mean? That's how you bring it in with ease and abundance in a divine feminine way, right? So when you are envisioning and moving toward your goal and attracting your goal to you and bringing your goal into the physical, it will shift. Your vision of your goal will shift slightly when it comes down from your vision into the physical. If you already done told a million people, 1,000,001 people that it's gonna be this way, it's gonna be this way, it's gonna be this way, and as you're going on your journey to create and to get towards your goal, it shifts a little bit. All you're gonna hear is, "Didn't you say? I thought you said." But that it ain't turn out that way. Oh, but they said they was about to do this, but they ended up doing that. I guess they couldn't reach that, so they just did this. Look, you don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. So if you had kept your initial vision that God had given you, that the divine had given you, that spirit had given you, that your higher self had given you, if you had kept it to yourself or kept it between you and the divine, you wouldn't have to have been worried about Tom, Dick, and Harry bad minding the thing because it didn't turn out exactly of how you said. Right? And the truth of the matter is it may have not turned out how you said because you decided that you wanted to shift, or you learned a little bit more. You experienced more contrast in your life, and you realized that you wanted, you know what, actually I want this a little bit more than I want that, and you intentionally shifted. Not that you failed at it or you didn't quite make the goal or you didn't quite get there. It might not have been that. It might have been you intentionally shifted, and then you're still dealing with the people that you told it to, questioning why you changed your mind, or why you did it this way, or you probably failed, or and the judgment. So just to smooth yourself out of the judgment, to not have to deal with it, don't tell every piece of your vision to folks until you know yourself the full form of what you're bringing in and how it's going to look in the physical, in the real world. Yeah. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I'm kind of enjoying these Friday night kickbacks. Some nights y'all are in here chatting it up heavy in the comments. And some nights you guys just watch and are a little bit more quiet. But in any event and in any form, I appreciate you guys' support so much. And I'm really enjoying being back in front of the camera. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy just kicking it on Friday nights with me. And I have a few other things in store for the channel. I want to get a couple of co-hosts. I don't know, like, me and somebody else are talking. You guys know I have a couple YouTube friends that we do a little collab videos on with. So trying to get the thing together, trying to get a little international baddies, live going and things like that. So you guys keep tuning in, keep supporting the channel, and you're definitely gonna see us do fresh and new and other things moving forward. And the reason why I'm telling you these goals is because they are so solidified. I am so clear. There's so much momentum that there is nothing that anybody can say that can deter me from those goals. Yeah? So you see what I did there? You see what I did there? That's what I want y'all to do, is keep your stuff close to the vest until it's undeniably yours, that people have no choice but to clap for you. Yeah? Let's jump into the comments and see what you guys are talking about this topic. I move in silence. Here's why you should too. Let's see what's in the comments. But as I'm jumping in the comments, y'all, do me a favor. What's the favor? What am I going to say? Who knows me? Who's been on all our lives and knows what I'm going to say right now? Anybody? Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Chime in the comments. Drop your flag where you're watching from. But most importantly, support the channel each and every Friday night. All right, so let me jump in the comments. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Oh, I saw the likes go up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let me jump in the comments, see what you guys are talking about on this topic or anything else you want to talk about. And we'll take it from there. Yeah. All right, we're getting love from love from the UK, love from South Africa. Oh my God, love you guys so much. Marjorie is in the building, excited to see us live. Thank you so much for catching us live, Marjorie. Yeah, she's sipping, not an American flag and a Dominican flag. And she's sipping on some rum and Coke. Brugal and Coke. Okay, Mayo, you know what they say about Burgal. Okay, girl. And then, oh, Bren is saying rainbow cloud Christians are annoying too. Okay, rainbow cloud Christians. Rainbow cloud Christians. Bren, I'm trying to remember rainbow cloud Christians. What do you mean when you say rainbow cloud Christians? I don't know what that means. Like rainbow cloud, what try to tell you, oh, to put your power outside of yourself, that your power actually resides in something outside of yourself and then instead of your power residing within. I don't know. Explain a little bit more what you mean by rainbow cloud Christians. Ferdinand says, I'm ex-army. It was completely for us during apartheid, during the Bush War. When I was a cop in Soweto, so I saw a lot of violence in my life. Now I give my battles to God. Learn to be still. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. I feel like a lot of people end up relying on the divine, end up relying on spirit when they really go through things in their life. When they really go through things in their life. Yeah. Bren says, but some people emulate that as positivity. Oh, so I think Bren was talking about there when we're talking about when people start questioning you about your goals. When you say something to them and they question you to death, like, how are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that? How's that gonna happen? But how's that gonna work? But are you sure? But have you thought about this? And they're thinking that that's a positive way to support you. Not a positive way to support. Not a positive way to support. So basically, you just have to let the people, you just have to know who you're talking to. You know what I mean? You just got to know who you're talking to. Yeah? Yeah. Marjorie saying, Nina saw me watching and said, she's so beautiful. Where does she live? So sweet. Hola, Nina, as I said before. And then Brenna's saying manipulators can be positive in order to be sinning. Don't be fooled by a smile. No. So Bren, I don't know if you caught our last live, but we were talking about intuition on our last live. And as I said at the top of the broadcast, please, if you have not seen that last live about intuition, and on the thumbnail it says your intuition is your superpower. After this live, hop on over there and check that video out. We are not, KELLS community, we learn from the collective wisdom of the KELLS community. We are not fooled by just a smile or a surface level reaction. We are taught, we lead with our intuition over here. We lead with our intuition over here. So how you feel about a situation is how it is. From your body, not from your mind, not from fear, but from your body, how you feel about something. When you talk to somebody, how you feel when you finish talking to them. When you visit with somebody, when you're around somebody, do you feel happy? Do you feel light? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel loved? Do you feel protected? Do you feel you can be yourself? Then you're in the right company of people and you can trust their smile and you can trust what they're saying to you, and for the most part, yeah? But if you see them smiling at you and they say you're a friend, but you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel like you can be yourself around them, you feel like you don't, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, you don't feel quite right. Whenever you leave from having dinner with them or going over their house, you're just kind of like, I ain't have fun, like I ain't like that. That is how you know. That's how you lead with your intuition. That's when you know your intuition, your higher self, your guides, your God, your angels, your ancestors, whomever you believe in is letting you know that something ain't right. So trust that intuition. So Bryn, we are not being fooled by people that emulate positivity and people that want to skin and grin and laugh in your face, but they really not riding for you. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is that sometimes they don't even know that that's how they behave. But those of us who have a keen intuition, those of us who really know how to lean into our intuition, can tell when somebody's being fake. We can tell when somebody's not really riding for you like that. You know what I mean? And so all you have to do is really know how to interpret the triggers of your intuition when it's telling you certain things. And we talked about that in the last live. So gems was dropped in that last live. So if you ain't see that, as I said, after this one, please continue to watch the other videos on the channel. You're gonna learn something. We learning from the collective wisdom over here, yeah? Back into the comments, let's see what else you guys are talking about. We have Philip Harden in the building. What's good, Phil? Phil's been riding with the girl for years. Key, what's good? What's good, Key? Thank you for being here. Thank you for catching a live. You have been supportive for years. And I recognize that, and I appreciate you so much, Phil. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Marjorie is laughing up a storm in the comments. And Philip is giving me love. You look beautiful, Key. Thank you. You know, we got to keep it together. You know what I mean? We are the girls is out here aging, but I'm aging backwards. What you say? What you doing, Phil? Are we aging backwards? Well, what are we doing? What are the girls doing? You know what I mean? Brent is saying, was an earlier topic you were talking about. People can be too drunk on happiness. It makes them vulnerable. I don't know if I've ever met anybody drunk on happiness. I might be the happiest person I know. So I mean, am I drunk on happiness? I mean, I don't feel that. I don't feel that, but I don't. When you say drunk on happiness, is giving naive. It's giving naive. And when you work from your intuition, from your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, when you work from your body, it's very hard for you to be naive, right? If you're not a kid, right? Once you've been around the block a couple of times, it's hard to be naive. So I really haven't met a bunch of people that are drunk on happiness. You know, because as you age, you just kind of move away from that. I would rather, I know quite a few people who are a little bit more negative skewing than anything else. Yeah, and so I don't know. I would say I'd have to hear a little bit more about that drunk on happiness thing. Yeah. Marjorie says, Brugal. I want to know about that rainbow cloud too. She was talking about being drunk on happiness. I don't know if I understand that. Somebody support that. Let me know what you think. Drunk on happiness. To me, that gives naive. But I don't know if I know a lot of naive people or drunk on happiness people. I know far more negative people than I know drunk on happiness. As I said, maybe I'm the one who's. If you don't know, you know that meme and that saying. It's like, oh, if you don't know who the crazy friend is, or the if you don't know who the troublemaker is, it's you. Okay, so maybe I'm the one drunk on happiness, but I'm damn sure ain't naive. I promise you that. I damn sure ain't naive. So let me know what drunk on happiness means, right? You guys seen that meme that he's like, is it me? Am I the drama? It's like the funniest voice it's a TikTok thing. And they take this man's voice, and the scene is always like a baby crying or somebody making a big scene or drama or something like that. And it's like, am I the drama? Like, maybe I'm the drunk on happiness one. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Yeah. Ferdinand says, I forgot to tell you. Oh, so sweet, Ferdinand. Good night. It's late in South Africa, Ferdinand. Go ahead, go to bed. Catch the rest of this on replay, and I will see you next week for another Friday night kickback. Thank you, Ferdinand, for being here. Guys, Ferdinand's from South Africa. He always shows up. This is week 10. This is week 10 of the KELLS Collective Friday night kickbacks, where I come in. I promised you each and every Friday night I would show my face. So here I go, showing my face, talking about the topics that you guys want to talk about for the week. On Thursday nights, I always place 4 options on my Instagram, here on YouTube on the community tab, and on my Facebook page. Look for It's KELLS on all 3 platforms with the topic options for what we're going to talk about tonight. You guys get to vote. You guys let me know what y'all want to talk about, and then I talk about what y'all want to talk about. And so that's pretty much what we're doing here tonight. You guys' number 1 choice was how to move in silence like lasagna. No, that's not how it goes. Shit. How to move, real G's move in silence like lasagna. There we go. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know what lyric? Y'all messing with me. Whose rap lyric is that? Ain't nobody ain't gonna is my lash playing up right now? Ain't nobody gonna tell me whose rap lyric that is? Am I too old? Am I aging out? Like, y'all need to support me or something. Like, come on. Whose rap lyric is that? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. So that was your top choice tonight. At the top of the broadcast, I always tell you guys where I found the topic options from, why I put them in the running, and then I talk about the actual topic that you guys picked. So tonight, we talking about the thing, yeah? Yeah. And so Philip is giving love. You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it so much. So basically, I'm going to give a real quick rundown of why we talk about not not spilling the beans, not letting everybody know what your goals are and why. And then we're gonna call it a night. It's gonna be a little bit of a short. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter live. You know what I mean? Because last week with the intuition one, it was like an hour and 40 minutes. You know what I mean? But this week, I may or may not have some place to be. Every week I have some place to be. Like last week, I went out after that long ass live too, but this week, I may or may not have some place to be, so you're gonna get a little short and condensed version of the kickback. And I hope you guys found this just maybe when you're cooking or when you're chilling, or maybe you watch it tomorrow during breakfast and just bring a little levity to the end of the week and reconnect with the community, yeah? So really quickly, the 4 things that we were talking about as it relates to moving in silence was solidifying and clarifying what you want before introducing any wobble or any worry or any fear into what you're bringing in, what you're manifesting, what goal is coming towards you, what you're attracting, right? So you definitely you want to avoid introducing any wobble into that. So how you do that? Shh. Don't tell nobody. Y'all used to watch the Wayans brothers. Y'all remember Pops? Oh, I used to love Pop. Pops would be like, shh. Don't tell nobody. Y'all used to watch that? All right. Old, just old child. Anyway, so, don't introduce any wobble, right? The second piece is, this is my notes, guys. I write things on paper. I find that it works better for me. Anyway, the second thing that we talked about at the top of the broadcast is people don't even know that they're a bad mind. People don't even know that they're negative. People don't even know that them questioning you or asking you a million questions about your goal or what you're trying to go towards is actually making you more worried about it. And when you're trying to bring something in, being worried or being scared or being fearful or being nervous is the last feeling that you want to embody when you're trying to bring your goal in. The feeling that you want to feel is you want to feel excitement. You want to feel clear. You want to document what you want. You want to feel thrill. You want to feel good about it. You want to be amongst people that feel good about it. You want to be amongst people that find it easy to be happy for you, right? And not people that will question you down to your socks about what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? And they don't even know they're negative. They just think that they're who they are and basically them negative. Anyway, so the third thing we talked about is self-protection as your goal gains confidence and it gains momentum. It's a little bit of a protection thing, not to let everybody know what you're doing, what your moves are. You know what I mean? Because I said, not everybody has your best interest, or people have your best interest up until the point that they feel like what you're doing no longer serves them. It might be that, oh, you're not gonna have time for me no more, or you gonna outshine me now, or am I still gonna be their friend? Or, all these kind of questions that people have in their mind about what you're doing. And as I said, people think that their thoughts don't impact things in physical, but it does. They may never vocalize a negative thing, but if they're thinking it, it will impact you. So be careful who you talk to. Yeah, that was our third thing. And our fourth thing is your plans might change. And you don't need the judgment. You don't need anybody tracing you. You ever heard that? You don't need anybody tracing you about what you said you was gonna do. And then the plans change, whether by force or by intention, right? And now they're judging you about what you were supposed to do. You know what I mean? And asking you questions about, didn't you say? And I thought you said, and I thought you said that and all of that. So you don't want that. You don't want that. So that's why it's really, really important to move in silence. Yeah, I thank you guys so much for joining us tonight on the kickback. Drop your flag in the comments if you're watching us live, and if you're on replay, gang, I appreciate you. Put in the comments what you think of tonight's live, your perspectives, because around here we learn from the collective wisdom of the It's KELLS community. I respond to every comment, so let me know what you're thinking, even if you're catching this, even if you're replay, gang. And we'll take the thing from there. Now, you guys know some nights I usually get into topic number 2. And tonight, topic number 2 was, let me give you the actual, yeah? Topic number 2 was dating in Atlanta, tea so far, and anything else you need to know. What's tea? What's good? Now, since this is a big topic, I am not going to talk about it tonight as topic option number 2 because you guys actually voted it for your number 2 option behind real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I noticed ain't nobody know what I was talking about there. You guys. Anyway, I'll look it up and I'll pin it in the top comment when I find it since ain't nobody want to help me out on that. But yeah, your number 2 was dating in Atlanta. But since that's such a big topic, I'm actually not going to talk about it tonight. I'm going to do another poll and I'm going to ask you guys again if you want to talk about it. And I'm going to see if you guys make that a number 1. Yeah, and because you guys know this channel was built on dating in London initially, and then it was dating in DC, and that was boring. And then now I'm in Atlanta, and I don't know. I don't think I will do a dating in Atlanta series, but I definitely, if you guys want to hear what the scene is like for me, definitely let me know in the comments and hit me in my DMs or anything like that, and I will put that option back up for the poll next week and we can get into it if you guys choose it. You guys have to choose it. I don't choose the topics other than the 4, and you guys get down to the which one you want. Yeah, I'm gonna take another spin around the comments and then we're gonna call it a night. We already been on for 50 minutes. And so I appreciate you guys so much. Let's check the comments one more time and then we're gonna call it a night. Yeah, smash that like button. You guys know the deal. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you like this type of content, share it with your friends. Share the video and let them know, yo, watch KELLS or Kickback in these lives. We really getting into some things. You know, I would appreciate the support, guys. All right, so let's see. Brent said, that's what I was mentioning before. Sometimes people take you as being negative when you just being realistic. But your realisticness is not somebody else's realism. Your reality is not somebody else's reality. Your reality doesn't govern anybody else's reality. Your reality is solely your reality. So if somebody comes to you with their goal or what they're trying to do, is it really your place to introduce or impose your reality onto them by questioning them down to their socks? You make the decision yourself, but just know that your reality is not anybody else's reality. And so, you know, there is a difference between being negative and being realistic. Those two are not synonymous. Those two don't mean the same thing. If I was going to be realistic with somebody who came to me with their goal, but I knew I did not want to be negative, I may ask them a question or two, but the question may be around, instead of asking them, how are you going to do that? And when you're going to do that? And did you think of that? And what about this? And what about that? I might ask them something like, how do you want me to support you? How can I support you? What is it that you need right now? What can I do right now that would be most supportive of what you're trying to do? How can I help? How can I help? Those are the types of questions that you ask people when you're wanting to be realistic about what they're doing, about their goal, but you're not trying to impose your honestly limited view of reality onto them, because don't take that as something rude. The reason why I say your limited reality is because your reality is unique to you. Nobody else is experiencing your reality. Each of us on this plane, on this earth, have one singular point of view, the I, the self. Your reality is solely only your reality. Even if you're a twin, even if you're a triplet, even if you're identical, even if you're a Siamese twin joined at the butt, your reality is a singular experience. And so I would be very careful about imposing your reality or your realisticness on somebody else. Yeah, because it is not their reality. So if you want to help them, if you want to be supportive, but you don't want to be negative, ask them, how can you help? How can I support? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to repost? Do you want me to share? Do you want me to introduce you to somebody? Do you want me to, can I help you write that? Do you want me to review something for you? Do you want to brainstorm? Do you want to, do you need me to help you paint that, lift that, carry that? Do you want me to show up to your event? That's how you support. Those are the questions that you ask without being negative. Yeah. Apartment live view finally, and we're gonna close on that. I'm gonna give you such a shot. Apartment Life View. Tell me what you want me to call you. You want me to call you Apartment Life View? What would you like for me to call you? Because I see you in the lives all the time, and I never remember what you told me what you want to be called. Lil Wayne said this. I say it in real life too. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. The whole live, I've been trying to figure out who said that, and y'all was acting like y'all didn't know who said it. It's Lil Wayne, the incomparable. You know, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. Y'all know Lil Wayne? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I do these videos so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy world. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. And if you're a returning viewer, an oldie but a goodie, you know what it is, all love. I will see you guys back here next week, Friday, for another It's KELLS Collective Friday night kickback. Please be sure to check my social on Thursday nights to be able to vote in the poll so you know what we're talking about on our lives. And we get to come back, reconnect, decompress from the week, and switch off that code switching and kind of just be ourselves. Livia, I appreciate you. Livia, I'm going to try to remember that. And if I don't, just don't be mad. Chalk it up to my head, not my heart. I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you guys again next week. And yeah, good night, guys.